Very few people seem to end up with the one. Okay, you meet somebody, you think they're the one, they come into your life, they go out of your life, and then you kind of move on, and you're in a relationship now, you're married, you've got the 2.4 kids, the Labrador, the car, you know, the estate car, and everything's right in your life. And then all of a sudden, the one comes back and says, you know, you kind of really were the one.
It's never really happened to me. I don't think it'll ever happen to me. And I would not give up on somebody I started loving now and throw their life away to make myself happy. So I would maintain a friendly relationship with that person, and I would continue loving the person I would.
What if you met the one when you're out on your own, and it was kind of rekindled there in a bar or wherever, and there's just you two? Do you dip your toe back in, so to speak?
Really?
You wouldn't be able to just...
I'd have my cake and eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
How many times do we hear, I want my cake and eat it out of his mouth?
Yeah,
I swear
what
to
is
God,
new?
you would say, sorry, this went wrong, but I'm not going to tell you till after. Let's have a bit of a slap and tickle. I'm going to go home to my own wife, but I'll tell that to myself, the one I love. But, well, I guess that's how I would.
So you would dip your toe back in.
So you would.
But you wouldn't give up everything, you'd just want a bit of everything.
No, because a lot of the times when you build up a relationship and a future with somebody, not just with that person, you build up a financial security with that person, and there's an awful lot of shit that goes wrong for that person then to say after a month, you know what, I was mistaken. Sorry, I'm going back to my man. And now you're left in the cold again. Because you've gone down the path once trodden. You should not go back down the path once trodden.
That to me sounds like you've lost your confidence a bit there, son.
No, I just believe in that. I've been to church recently.
What to do? Paint it?
I want to repair a few things. I think I've got broken in there.
It can't have been for any other reason. Unless the new
Jump
priestess
off
was...
the
Oh,
She would definitely have to reintroduce herself into my life.
Over a long period of time.
Possibly, and it would take an awful lot because you can't live in the past. Memories, no, you can't. Once you've got a beautiful memory of something, if you try to relive it, it'll go to shit.
Yeah.
Never you could.
It'll go to shit, and everyone knows that.
Same.
One was a guy that I knew from my ship days, and one was my very first ex-boyfriend. I told my
Did
husband
it bring
about
back?
First ex-boyfriend.
that was your husband.
First ex-boyfriend.
He wants to be your friend
I
again.
would accept.
You would accept. So
On
there's the first
Facebook.
man. There's the first
Yeah,
bit
but
there.
I wouldn't go any further than that.
What if he said, let's just meet up for a
No, I
chat?
wouldn't bother. What's the point in going back? There's a reason in the beginning why you finished.
What if it was, I don't know,
Just circumstances.
just so like
out of
you said, you
control.
fizzled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no conclusion, no
Yeah.
end.
Correct. There was no
Oh,
end.
But life goes on, doesn't it? And then you've met somebody else, you've got children, if you're very happy. Why? Why you just end all that just for the sake
It's
of...
human nature. It's human nature to
Yeah.
read.
But
In fact, it's human nature to have a give and go and not get caught.
Yeah, I'd be intrigued to meet him again to see how he was and to see what he's doing with his life. But then again, if you're on message with him, you'd know all that anyway before you met him. If
But
on
Andre,
Facebook.
you're
No,
talking
no,
about the absolute love of your life. Somebody who
Yeah.
you literally, not just somebody you went out with, you're talking about,
Something
you
that
know,
was
Yeah.
somebody who
very,
was
very
absolutely everything in your world.
Well then, there was someone in my life like
We are
that. I
talking
was
about
absolutely
the one.
besotted with him, and he had a car accident, and he went like Jekyll and Hyde. But if he came into my life
As the old person.
as he was.
as most definitely,
There you go.
he was
You
the
see?
one. He was the man. He was
Because
the man of my dreams.
love
I
does
loved
run
him.
really, really deep. And
Oh.
you may try and forget these people, or you may think that part of your life is now gone.
Only it will always be a possible.
But it's so easy to forget until they then pop up
Yeah.
again.
Mm.
And then all of the memories come back, and you know what ifs. That's the big thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
It's
that
the
was in
what
a
if.
time when it was a one-to-one relationship you were trying to build and go forward with it. Now the circumstances have changed, that the risk factors, the guilt feelings, the family life, the future, everything you've built is now being put on the line.
What would happen, right, if you were in if the situation was similar to mine, and she had a car accident, and they literally went
Ruined her, yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde
Yeah.
overnight. But I stuck with that person for 2 years later, but you couldn't live with them, and you had to go separate ways for you, to get on with your
Yeah.
life. And
That must be so difficult.
it was so hard. and if that person come back into your life as
As
they
the,
were,
yeah,
like you said,
when you first met.
oh,
Would you?
Yeah, well, I'd go certainly go for the meeting, and I'd probably do the same as yourself there, and
Maybe cake and eat. We're eating a lot of cake tonight, boys.
dip my toe in as well as everything else if I had a chance, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, okay, with the kids involved and the wife and
It's difficult.
you know and everything
it's very
else,
difficult.
it is. I believe personally, I believe it's what you've got to lose, not what you've got to gain. Because what are you going to, like you said, it could only last for a month. What would you know? So possibly better the devil you know, stay where you are,
Yeah.
and try and stay in touch. But if it is that real love of your life, that's going to be difficult.
I've never
That's
really
gonna be
had
so
a
difficult.
real love in my life, really.
Really?
But is
Not
it
a real somebody who I could think in my head, God, if he walked back into my life, I would be.
Oh, I've had hundreds.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
is it